So today we are going to know the new pattern of SSC board English and what are the changes have taken place and what are they and how many questions are there and marks divided into how many bits and what are they, we are going to know here, right? So in this previously we have part A and part B equal marks 40 and 40, but now it has taken change that part A contains 60 marks and part B contains 20 marks. So what these marks are divided into a few bits and what are those bits, and we are going to know here. And coming here in part A, the 60 marks are divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bits. What are those 7 bits are here? Coming here, first bit which contains 1 to 4 questions, and the passage comes from only A reading. As we know that in each and every unit we have 3 readings: A reading, B reading and C reading, right? So first passage definitely comes from only A reading and contains 4 questions. Only questions, there are no MCQs. 4 questions they'll ask you, and each question carries 3 marks now. Previously it has 5 questions, each question carries 2 marks, therefore 10 marks. But now questions have decreased, marks have increased, and 4 questions carries 12 marks, right? And coming to 5 to 8 questions, again a passage or a poem comes. Why do I say that passage or poem here? Because it is given an instruction that the second passage or second bit comes from whether B reading or C reading. We know that already a few units allows reading B poems also. So that's what, as instructed, from reading B or C, then we can expect a poem or a passage. And as the first bit contains 4 questions and also second bit and passage or poem contains 4 questions again, and each question carries 3 marks, and therefore 12 and 12, 2 bits contain 24 marks among 8 questions, right? So here I want to say one thing, that in each and every passage and in each and every 4 questions they must ask minimum 1, maximum 2 open-ended questions. What are open-ended questions? Suppose they'll ask you that if you were in the place of so and so character, what would you do? This is one of the types. And the second type is the statement they'll give from the passage, and they'll ask you that, is this right? Support, justify this, and what it's mean, what it express. Like these they'll ask minimum 1 of each passage or 2. Hope these open-ended questions are a bonus to the students, because there is no any particular answer, right? Whatever you write, it's right. So hope you use well these open-ended questions to score more, right? So these are first 2 passages, and the first 2 bits, 1 to 8 questions, carries 8 questions, and they have 24 marks, right? And coming to 9 to 12, and this is the bit added new here. Normally in our each and every unit there are a few headings, right? Number 1 come to glossary and comprehension, vocabulary, grammar, study skills, writing, project, self-assessment. There are a few bits, right? In that they want to use one of the bits is study skills, right? In the study skills they want to give in this bit that they'll give a table, a pie chart, a bar graph, a flow chart, or a tree diagram, which is informative. They'll give some information on any field, right? Any one of these they'll use, and just below them they'll ask 4 questions again. Each question carries 2 marks, therefore 8 marks this bit contains, right? And here you have a chance that all 4 questions answers are available in the information which is given in the question, right? There is no need of worry because you can find all answers in the information whatever they have given, whether pie chart, bar graph, flow chart, a tree diagram, or a table. In that, answers are must be found, right? So it is, I feel it is a bonus bit to you to score more who are wishing that to get a 10 by 10 in English SSC board exam. It is the bit which favors you a lot, right? And coming to 13, actually in previous pattern, this bit is there in the part B, but it has taken to the part A, that we know already, transformations of sentences in grammar. And it allows, so as this bit comes under 13, but again they'll give you numbers, Roman digits. They'll ask actually six questions they'll ask, but you have to answer 4. In previous pattern, we don't have any option in that. They'll give 5, we have to attempt 5. And it is somewhat become easier. They'll ask 4, they'll ask 6, and we have to write a 4. And each question carries 2 marks again, total 8 marks. What they'll ask here. So in English, there are many grammar topics. In each grammar topic, they'll ask a question like voice, speech, or conditionals, or whatever question tags, types of sentences, degrees of comparison. These all they'll ask all together 6, and we have to answer 4. They'll give directions to you, right? And you have to work out a little here, because how to know and how to practice well and how to attempt all sentences to change into according to direction given in the question paper, right? For that you have to practice previous question papers a lot. Okay, and coming to 14th question, it is a major discourse. We know already discourses. And if you want to know all discourses, just back of your textbook, all discourses are given under 2 groups, Group A and Group B. Group A is nothing but which depends on the textbook, and Group B is nothing but which is text independent, means from not from the textbook, from out of syllabus they'll ask questions, right? So here major discourse, they'll ask 2 questions from Group A, 1 question, Group B, 1 question, but you have to attempt any one among the between these 2, any one for 10 marks. Here is you have internal choice to choose any one of major discourses, and one is from textbook, one is from out of textbook. Group A, Group B divided, you have to know that. And coming to 15 and 16, previous pattern we have in this also 2 minor discourses, but internal choice we have previously to attempt any one of them, but now the choice have not given that both of minor discourses have to attempt for 10 marks. And in these 2, from Group A 1 discourse, from Group B 1 more discourse of a minor comes to you, and both have to attempt. There is no internal choice in minor discourse, only choice is there in major discourse. So this is part A, 12 and 12, 8 and 8, 40, 10, 50 and 10, 60 marks for part A. So in this, I think there is nothing wrong, nothing difficulty here, except you feel transformation of a sentences which depends on full of grammar. And in that also you have 2 internal choices. It's also not very difficult, it's also become easier. And there is no worry about this, I think so, part A, right? So hope part A is clear to you, and we'll go to part B. In part B, 17 to 21, which is a poem or a passage, and it is unseen, text independent, not from the textbook. From any other source, they'll give a poem or a passage, and they'll ask you 5 MCQs. Each question carries a 5 marks. Each question carries a 1 mark. Therefore, total 5 marks, right? So in this, if there is a poem have given, in this definitely one of them will be asked on figures of speech. If the poem allows to ask figures of speech, they don't miss to ask figures of speech in this. For that we have to know minimum figures of speeches at least of 5, or 10 according to board. If it is for state board, if you know just 5 figures of speech which are mentioned from 6th to 10th classes, that simile, metaphor, personification, irony, and apostrophe, hyperbole. So these are enough for state board. And coming to CBSE board, they have 10 to 20 figures of speeches in CBSE board, right? So 5 questions, 5 MCQs for the unseen poem or unseen passage. Coming to 22 to 26, editing passage, which you feel difficulty, but I feel it is not to feel very difficulty. Just you do 2 things. Number 1, have good grip on grammar. Then you don't feel errors are very difficult. And one more thing is that read thoroughly the lessons very good, right? Repeatedly. How many times that you repeat a lesson, those many chances are there to find out errors or editing passage as well, right? In this also, there is no one error repeats. 5 errors are 5 different kinds of errors, right? In this, they'll give you a favor that the first sentence must be error free. In the passage, first sentence, they don't ask any error, they don't ask any editing. First sentence is very free. And here is intention. The first sentence is a clue to the student that to find out the tense of passage first. And if you find the passage tense, then it is easily you can find 2 errors on the tense, which depends on the tense. For that, they'll give you first sentence is very free or a clue to all the students to find out the sentence or tense of a passage. Then just go on. If you find that is a present tense, if you find the first sentence is in present tense, then observe the remaining sentences, and if you find any past tense of words or verbs or auxiliaries, then sure that is an error. Like that, for that, they have given the clue to all, right? And coming to 27 to 31, it is a closed text, which is from unseen again, mean out of textbook, out of syllabus. But I feel it's also easy to you because they will give blanks of 5 and each blank carries 4 options. Here also you should find the tense of the passage. Then you can find in this. So all options are very close. You know that they'll give you go, went, gone, and goes. So on one verb they'll give 4 options. Then which form of verb is fit in the blank depends on the tense of a passage or what word is there before that. And in this you have to know tense of passage and what is the noun, subject and verb agreements. Those you have to know, singulars and plurals. Those you have to know, auxiliary verbs if there is any before the blank, which allows what. You have to know those all. Suppose before the blank, if there is any has, have, had, then it allows V3. Am, is, are, was, and were allows V4. Then if it is present tense and there is a person name, allows S form. If it is past tense, allows V2. So these are all clues to you to find out what option is right in the blank, right? And here also 5 for 10 5 marks, and errors also 5 for 5 marks, and those also 5 marks. And here 32 to 36 elements of vocabulary that we have already from 6th class onwards. We have experienced a lot that they'll underline whether words or phrases or sentences. Any of them they'll underline, and they'll direct you, they'll ask you to write synonyms or antonyms or correct form of the word, right? Correct form of the word, or they'll ask you that verb forms to write, they'll ask that singulars and plurals to write, they'll ask that meanings to write, they'll ask that what tense of the underlined part, right? So these are vocabulary. And if you want to know this vocabulary, there is a bit in each and every unit again, 6th to 10th classes. If you are very good at vocabulary part, then it is easy. And here, study skills. If you are good at study skills from 6th to 10th, then it is easy. So each and every bit, each and every part in our textbooks are important and are the syllabus to attempt these well, right? So this is our new pattern of Telangana SSC board of English paper for 80 marks. So if you ask me that if I compare this pattern to the previous pattern, it is very easy, far easy and far better than the previous pattern. Hope you use this advantage to get score more. And of course, in nowadays we are giving GPAs, right? So this pattern definitely supports to get 10 GPA in English. Hope you use this advantage well, and I hope you follow these all things well and score more. And best of luck to you all. Hope you understand the pattern well. And if you have still any doubts and if you don't understand it anywhere, and ask me, I'll definitely answer you. Right? Thank you all.